Edylett is an introverted guy, but he seemed gregarious when he's talking on videos. Or all these entrepreneurs who say they're introverted, but they express through videos or on stage, they're so extroverted. Gary Vee is extroverted. Most of the entrepreneurs we know are introverted, from Bob Proctor to Edylett Hose. He was a bodybuilder. Now, before we talk about this, I want to talk about a subject that spiritual people talk about a lot, like all the answer within you, right? And you wonder, it made me pissed, so I tweeted out. I was like, one thing I hate most is when spiritual people say all the answers within you, and then they want you to pay for the program. What the fuck? That's the most confusing shit ever. Paying for the program is outside of you. Because I want to go on a tangent on this. It makes no sense. If I already have all the answer within me, right, and I'm guided by the universe or consciousness or God, then I don't need your program. I don't need one-on-one. Why do we need? If all the answers within you, then I don't need to know what you know. I don't need you to teach me anything. Like that is how spiritual people who are and they're selling the program and in the self-help industry, they say that. But if you look at it from very logical and you analyze this, it doesn't make sense. It's confusing as fuck. So why do we need it? Well, there's a reason that I can give you. But think about this. If all the answers within me, I don't need you. I don't need your program. I don't need your one-on-one. Because I have a connection with God or the universe. Right? That make no sense. So yeah, I want to go on a tangent because if the answer is within you, then I don't need to go. So they say that I don't need to seek information. So when spiritual people or psychic people or anybody who say these type of thing, they're selling information, and then that's a contradiction to what they're saying. Think about this. If all the answers within you, and then they said don't seek the information, what am I doing? Why are you selling the program and one-on-one? What is that? That's outside information. You're seeking information. So you're paying the coach, you're paying the spiritual people. That's outside of you. I know I'm ranting. So let's talk about this for a second. And this book talk about Edylett, right? Max out your life, right? And he talked about how to raise our identity, right? Let's say before you ever, let's say the average person, they were born and raised into a family, whatever religion they were born into, Hinduism, Catholic, Christian, Buddhism, whatever. So that's the belief system. And whatever they believe is their identity. So, and let's say they don't have no concept of spirituality, or they don't have a awareness around spirituality or what it is, or but let's say that there's another person that they live in the world. They were born as a very intuitive person. They can sense energy. They can sense spirituality. They can sense things. They are very different from people, but they know that. Right, because they live the right brain, intuition side, imagination, and they follow their intuition. Now, if you give an average person, right, and they're not really into the whole spirituality, law of attraction stuff, and you say all the answers within you, so they're gonna follow all the answers within them. If they don't know how to use their intuition, right, and guide them, so what end up happening is they will follow a path of a belief system that this belief system conditioned them, because the environment around them, their family culture conditioned them to see the world very different, right? So that's the lens, right? So if they want to become successful and they're using their personal experiences to do that, they will lose. They might become successful if they come from a background of their family is very successful, because their belief system or identity is very different from the one that were born and raised into poverty, born and raised in a world where the people don't know success, right? Let's say your friends that you're surrounded by, they're not successful. So your identity are on their level. So he talked about identity, right? Identity is where, let's say, successful people have a very high identities, belief system. That's where they got really successful because of the confidence that they have built through the years. And let's say, which one you want to go to, your friends or the successful people who you want to associate with, right? And when you associate with successful people, what happens is your identity will meet, you will rise up to meet the successful people identity, because that is who you aspire to be. That's who you want to become. And what happens is that temperature become to that your standard become your identity, your belief system. You become the success people thinking, belief, become ingrained in you, and then your temperature kicked up, right? Seek to add new associates in your circle to stretch your vision and give you reason to rise your temperature. So key is to altering the direction of our life to alter the temperature we are comfortable living. Do massive amount of work in a short amount of time. Putting a massive amount of work on a specific area alter our identity belief system, because we are doing things we're never done before. So meaning that, let's say you try out something new and you've never done before, and when you do that something new, that alter your belief system, you're exposed to it, just like any food or drink. When you're exposed to it, your belief system, your identity, kicked into a new level, and you will never go back to the way it was. And when you push that to that limit of your mental capacity, you change and alter the temperature in your mind or level. Let's talk about this. Let's say spiritual people, right? So all the answer within you, but then they sell the programs and they're one-on-one. What is that? Because I was taking a shower and I was thinking, you know what that is? The experience, the idea, and the things that people sell you on are... So let's say you're stuck, and let's say spiritual people have the answer that you want, and you're seeking for that, and they are on a level that is very different than you, and they're vibrating at a certain frequency that you want to aspire to be. So you pay for the program, you pay for one-on-one coaching. What that is doing is basically, let's say a book, a mentor. So let's say you have no concept of success. You have no concept of how to become successful, whether in your career, wealth building, or your body. So you need a new identity, new temperature to kick your belief system up, your temperature up to meet that standard, right? So let's say you invest in one-on-one coaching, you invest in a program, you invest in their program or a book or a mentor. A mentor, when I say they know the way, they have a roadmap, right? So their experience, how they build their business, or their experience to get where you want to go, they have a temperature that you want to be in, right? So you pay for them, and then they give you a strategy, ideas, or belief system based upon what make them the mentor or books or someone is selling you is that's how they become successful. So they're giving you the tools, the tactic, or the ideas, or the strategy to kick up your belief system, because your belief system is low, and the mentor or the book are the mentor, and they kick up your ideas, and you change over time. You start to change your identity, right? So my channel, right, I tweet out, like, once you realize successful people are on your YouTube channel, your identity start to change, because I start to notice a change within me, right? When I start watching successful people video or do things that they suggest, my identity become very different from before, because when I wasn't in personal development, when I wasn't into this stuff, my identity, my self-awareness very low. But when I begin to keep going up to a level and my let go of the old programming and kick up to a new temperature, because let's say I'm friends with best-selling author, or that successful people like Tommy Oliver, who are the actor of Jason David Frank, the actor for Tommy Oliver, right? He's on my YouTube channel. Or Evan Carmichael or Roberto Blake use ideas in their video because I sent out ideas in my video. That kicked me up to rise the temperature to their level, because that's who I want to inspire to be, because their belief system, their ideas rub off on me, right? So how do I know that this, like all the videos that I make do have an impact? How do I know? Because I listen. The only way you know about that successful people are using your ideas, or they're using it in their video, or you see it from the tweet, or they tweet it out, because you can see it. Because I use YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram to listen, and then that's how I make video, because I listen to people in program, right? For instance, Jason David Frank, since he's on my YouTube channel, right? And if you don't know who Jason David Frank, he played in Tommy Oliver, Power Ranger, White Ranger, to Green Ranger, to the Black, I can't remember the name, the Black something, I can't remember, but he also played in Turbo, right, Red Ranger, also in the movie, the Power Ranger, the old movie with Ivan News, right? And how you know it's the video have impact, right? Let's say you start out, you don't know that your video has impact, but as you because I'm beginning to get a little bit success, right, or win, and you start to see that successful people also follow your ideas. How I know this? Because I check out Jason David Frank on Instagram. He followed Gary Vee, right? He followed what's his name? Tony Robbins, right? And he used some of the ideas that he watched in my video, and I'm grateful for that. And he put it in his YouTube video, right? Or on his Instagram. Or Evan Carmichael used my ideas on his video, or Roberto Blake used my idea on his YouTube videos, right? So what happened? That kicked up my self-esteem and confidence and build up, and it kicked me up, right? Because I have a very different experience than before, that when I was creating video, nothing happened, right? So for those who are young, or for those who are building their YouTube channel, you have to be patient enough to see. You have to use Twitter or Instagram to see what people are saying or doing, and that is how you observe the things. Because usually, let's say if you don't, because usually, let's say nobody give you feedback at the beginning, right? And you don't see that is your video making an impact, but you have to use different tools to see that. You can't just see it with just a video alone, or like, or a comment. You have to see what happens. So that's why I think my strong suit is the video, because video is I can make an impact. I don't know if I can make an impact I probably can, like Instagram or Twitter, but mostly because video is powerful for me. So I want to leave you at this thinking that when you are paying for the coach, when you are paying for a book or a mentor, or someone is mentoring you, they're raising your temperature, your identity, to become successful. Because right now, what keep you stuck is your temperature, your identity, your belief system. What keep you stuck is the idea that you have about the world, about yourself. So you need a temperature that kick you up high to a high standard, where you aspire to be with your either your mentor or best-selling author or whoever, and that will help you on your journey, right? And that's a journey, right? And that's pretty cool, right? That you can do things and help other people to, because the ideas that it changed people mindset. It got to. That's the reason why people watch video, why people need ideas. Now, if let's say you're spiritual, but you already have all the answer within you, and you're selling a program to other people, basically they're paying you to help them raise their temperature, their identity, their belief system, so they can become more successful. They become more successful in their body, or their health, or their career, or their mindset. That's what you're doing. That's this book about. But there's more inside, but I'm just covering the identity part. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.